Welcome back to Power and Politics. I'm Eric Landskroner, continuing our conversation right now with State Senator, Minority Leader Anthony Bucco. Thanks again for being here. Let's continue by talking about legislative priorities going into the next session.
Well, I think, as I said earlier, affordability is a big issue. You know, we would like to see something done with the energy tax receipts, getting them back to the municipalities where they belong. That would have direct property tax relief for our residents. Certainly indexing tax brackets for inflation. That's something that I've been arguing for forever. 47 other states do it, you know, and the federal government does it. It would put more money into low and moderate income families all around New Jersey. And, you know, I mean, look, we've got some warning signs here in the state. Our unemployment rate is third highest in the nation right now. We have the highest property tax rates in the nation, you know, and we've got the highest outward migration of residents of any state in the nation. And we're dealing with learning loss in our public schools as a result of the COVID policies. So, you know, those are some warning signs that I think the legislature needs to recognize and start to address. Look at these issues and figure out what we can do better. You know, we've said all along that New Jersey really doesn't have a revenue problem, it has a spending problem, and we've seen that.
You know, it's funny, we were discussing outward migration, and I know that there's a study that comes out every time of year, this time of year, every year, and every year there are plenty of folks who poke holes in the methodology there. And let's face it, it is only one company that's putting this out. I want to talk about the State of the State address because that's coming this coming week. What are you expecting to hear, and what would you tell New Jerseyans that the State of the State is right now?
I think the State of the State's at a crossroads. You know, we have a budget where spending is going through the roof. You know, we have to learn to live within our means. We can't keep spending at this pace. You know, you've already heard folks beginning to say, well, the revenues are not as projected, right? We're not going to have that federal stimulus money to support the state. So somewhere things are going to have to start getting cut. You know, we're gonna hit the cliff, and if we don't make some corrective action soon, you know, we're gonna run into dire problems. So I think you know, we'll see what this budget brings, this next budget brings. We certainly can't see another $1 billion added at the last 24 hours of the budget process that nobody accounted for, that was above and beyond what the governor even proposed. You know, that type of spending is irresponsible, and we have to stop that in order to make sure that, you know, our families can live, work, and raise their families here.
You've spoken quite a bit about quality of life issues. A couple of months ago, you spoke about the rash, or the what some have called the epidemic of car thefts and break-ins and burglaries in the state. What can the legislature do to tackle this?
Well, we can continue to give our law enforcement the tools they need, and our prosecutors the tools they need to address these issues. You know, there needs to be a consequence for people's actions. You know, while violent crime may be coming down, certainly in the suburbs, we're seeing cars continuing to be stolen from driveways, and now these folks are breaking into homes. They're really getting brazen because there's no consequence to their action. So we've got to give our law enforcement personnel and our prosecutors the tools they need to address the situation.
All right, State Senator Anthony Bucco, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Okay. And that'll do it for this week here on Power and Politics. I'm Eric Landskroner. We'll see you again next time.